Working with our partners to investigate this as an act of terrorism, we're aggressively running down all of the leads to identify the possible subject's associates. We're working to ensure that there is no further threat.
FBI agent Aliki Duncan earlier this afternoon speaking hours after a vehicle plowed through a crowd of people on New Orleans' Bourbon Street New Year's morning. It's our top story right here at 6. I'm Alex Dieterer. ABC News is reporting at least 15 people are dead and dozens more injured following the attack across a 3-block stretch. Police have confirmed the driver is dead but believe this case isn't over yet. ABC's Rena Roy explains.
New Orleans famed Bourbon Street, now a crime scene as the FBI investigates what they're calling a terror attack on New Year's Day. Federal officials identifying the suspect as 42-year-old Shamsuddin Jabbar, a U.S.-born citizen from Texas. Police say he rammed a rented pickup truck into a crowd of people on Bourbon Street just after 3 a.m., driving 3 blocks before crashing, then getting out and firing at police with an assault rifle. Officials say 2 officers were hurt before police shot and killed the suspect. Witnesses described the scene as gruesome.
What we saw was insanity. I mean, something out of a movie. The graphic nature of it, and it was unbelievable.
Investigators say they found an ISIS flag, weapons, and improvised explosive devices inside the truck. They're now working to determine whether he had any affiliations with terrorist organizations. The FBI says they also discovered more IEDs planted around the area in the historic French Quarter, some of which were deemed viable according to sources.
As of now, 2 IEDs have been found and rendered safe.
Police flying drones around the area searching for more potential devices. Because this was a 3-pronged attack, officials say they're working to determine whether the suspect had help.
We do not believe that Jabbar was solely responsible. We're aggressively running down every lead, including those of his known associates.
They're also digging into the suspect's past, the FBI leading the investigation.
They're pulling on every thread to figure out the pattern of life of this individual just prior to this incident, the night before, the day before.
Leading up to the holidays, federal law enforcement had been warning local police around the country that vehicle ramming was a key area of concern and to be prepared for these kinds of incidents. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Due to the incident, the Sugar Bowl has been postponed to tomorrow night. The game has been played every year in New Orleans dating back to 1935. Both the universities of Georgia and Notre Dame, which are playing in the bowl game, issued statements offering condolences to the victims and their families. The attack comes more than a week after reports that a suspect rammed his car into a Christmas market in Germany. 5 people were killed in that attack, leading authorities in the U.S. to step up security measures for New Year's events where crowds were expected to gather. But weeks before that happened, the FBI, Department of Homeland Security, and National Counterterrorism Center warned law enforcement across the country that vehicle ramming was a key area of concern. They urged local departments to prepare, writing, quote, "We remain concerned about the use of vehicle ramming against high-profile outdoor events."
Any person hell-bent on causing harm who's willing to drive a vehicle into a crowd and then open fire on that crowd and on officers, that person was hell-bent on doing what they were going to do.
Police departments across the country are telling ABC News they are concerned and focusing on the potential for copycat attacks. Security will likely be increased for upcoming events, including the presidential inauguration. President Joe Biden has been briefed on the attack and said, in part, quote, "My heart goes out to the victims and their families who are simply trying to celebrate the holiday. There is no justification for violence of any kind, and we will not tolerate any attack on any of our nation's communities." President-elect Donald Trump also expressed his sympathies for those impacted by this morning's attack. He added, quote, "The Trump administration will fully support the city of New Orleans as they investigate and recover from this act of pure evil."